So I want to delve a bit into abstractions of divinity because sometimes abstractions are important. When we really have to look at different aspects of ideas or qualities that are not tied to specific or concrete objects or experiences, and which are instead representing general qualities, principles, or notions that we can apply to various situations. Then we try to approach it in terms of abstractions. So we try to make intellectual constructs that allow us to think beyond the immediate and tangible aspects of this world, allowing us to focus on underlying patterns, relationships, or idealized versions of things. So, by abstractions, we can make sense of the world by enabling us to generalize, to conceptualize, and reason about things beyond the immediate and the specific. And abstractions are essential tools for understanding complex ideas, solving problems, and engaging into deeper thinking across various disciplines. So my approach today is to look at divinity, and by this I want to refer to the quality or a state of being divine, or relating to a god, a goddess, or a supreme being. Divinity as a term can denote the nature of the divine. So the attributes of a deity, or the power and essence that are considered sacred and transcendent. Divinity can be used to describe both the essence of gods and the goddesses and spiritual aspects of existence that are believed to be higher, supernatural, or divine nature. So by divinity, we could just be discussing the nature of gods, for instance. And in this, we look at the divinity as the essence of a deity. In many religions, divinity is the nature or a substance that makes a being a god or a goddess. It is often associated with attributes like perfection, immortality, omniscience, and omnipotence. Godhood. So divinity can also refer to the state of being a god or having divine qualities. In Christianity, for instance, Jesus is considered both fully human and fully divine, signifying the union of human and divine nature. So by divinity, we could also be referring to sacredness or holiness. So divine presence, for instance. In many traditions, divinity is sometimes considered sacred or holy. Is something that is considered sacred or holy, and its aspect of existence is set apart from the ordinary world because it is pure, transcendent, or transcends human understanding. So such thing is talked about as divine presence. Divinity in rituals. The concept of divinity is often central to religious practices, with rituals, prayers, and worship designed to honor and connect with the divine. It It may manifest in various forms, such as in temples, sacred texts, or through acts of devotion. Divinity may also come with aspects of spiritual essence. Divinity has a spiritual essence. In some belief systems, divinity is seen as a force or essence that exists within all things. For example, in some types of Hinduism, the divine, who is Brahman, is understood as an all-encompassing spiritual essence that underlies all of reality. So immanence, in contrast to transcendency, the idea that the divine is separate from the world, some belief systems hold that divinity is immanent in the world, meaning that it is present within all aspects of existence, guiding and sustaining creation. There are aspects of deification and human connection to the divine. So deification is becoming divine. In some traditions, the idea of humans becoming divine or attaining divinity is possible, either through spiritual evolution, enlightenment, or divine favor. In ancient Roman and Greek beliefs, for instance, emperors or heroes are sometimes deified and recognized as divine after death. So human-divine connection. In many religious systems, humans are seen as having a connection to divinity, whether through the belief that humans are made in the image of the divine, as in Abrahamic religions, through enlightenment or ascension, as in some Eastern traditions, or through personal experience of the sacred. So looking at aspects of philosophical interpretations, divinity in philosophy. Philosophers may explore the concept of divinity from a metaphysical or ethical perspective, discussing the nature of ultimate reality, the nature of good, or the moral implications of divine existence. In certain philosophical schools, divinity may be seen as an abstract, impersonal force, or a symbol of ultimate reality. So, in essence, divinity may refer to anything that is sacred, godlike, or embodying the qualities associated with the divine. It represents both the presence of the gods in many religious traditions and the spiritual force or essence that imbues the universe with meaning, purpose, and order. And therefore, drawing from these abstractions, we may have now to look at two broad constructions or constructs of divine. And that would come in the form of an impersonal God and a personal God. Now, let me try to put it more clear in these terms. An impersonal God refers to a deity or a divine force that is not characterized by personal attributes, emotions, or a direct interaction with individuals. So unlike a personal God who is often perceived as having a relationship with worshippers, an impersonal God is viewed as an abstract, formless, or universal force. Now this concept is common in certain religious or philosophical traditions where the divine is seen more as a principle, energy, or essence rather than a conscious being with intentions or a personality. So this form of abstraction now you can begin to see it is helping us to understand when we are discussing our faith, our relationship with the divine, our interaction with the divine, from what perspective or what point of view are we approaching our relationship. So we may see divine as a form of the deity as an impersonal God. Therefore, we see him as a force that doesn't have personal attributes and that is formless and just a universal force. So we'll get it more clear as we go. So let us see some of the characteristics of an impersonal God. An impersonal God is abstract in nature. So the abstract nature of this God is the divine is often understood as an all-encompassing principle or force rather than a personal, relational being, and is thought of as an ultimate reality, a universal law, or underlying nature of existence. Another attribute is lack of personality. An impersonal God is not attributed with human-like emotions, desires, or intentions. It is often seen as neutral, beyond human comprehension, and not engaged in personal relationships with individuals. Another attribute is universality. The divine here might be seen as inherent in everything permeating the cosmos or the natural world, and can be understood as a force that shapes the universe, rather than a being who acts with purpose or intentions. Another attribute is impersonal interaction. So instead of having a personal relationship with human, this form of divinity might be encountered through experience of the natural world, meditation, or understanding the fundamental laws of existence. Now, if we are to get quick examples or concepts where the idea of an impersonal God or a divine force appears, we'll talk of Brahman in certain schools of Hinduism, particularly Advaita Vedanta. Brahman is an infinite, formless reality beyond human attributes and distinctions. Or Tao in Taoism, where the Tao is an impersonal guiding force that governs the natural order that is beyond comprehension and cannot be personified. And the divine in Deism, where God is considered the creator of the universe but does not intervene in engaging with humanity in a personal or relational way. So there are many cases an impersonal God emphasizes the unity of all things and the importance of understanding or aligning oneself with a greater universal truth, often through philosophical contemplation or spiritual practice. Now, on the other hand, a personal God refers to a deity who is perceived as having a direct or intimate relationship with individuals. Unlike an abstract or impersonal force, a personal God is often viewed as one who is actively involved in the lives of believers, providing guidance, support, and care. This concept is common in many religious traditions, where followers believe that the God they worship is not distant or indifferent, but is deeply interested in their well-being, offering love, protection, and the possibility of communication through prayer, worship, and spiritual experiences. So in this religious context, a personal God is often associated with attributes such as omniscience. He knows the thoughts, the feelings, and desires of individuals. And omnipresence, that this God is present everywhere, including within the lives of believers. And the omnipotence, that he has the power to intervene in human affairs. Love and compassion, that he exhibits deep care for the individual and their needs, and that he offers direction on how to live a righteous or a moral life. Therefore, he provides moral guidance. The idea of a person of God contrasts with the concept of more abstract deities or forces that may be understood as impersonal, such as in Taoism or Brahman, in certain schools of Hinduism. For many, the relationship with a person of God provides comfort, purpose, and a sense of spiritual connection.